Coming up on Mountain News this morning, we have an update on a Breathitt County woman who's been missing since the flooding that hit our region. And as the public health emergency for COVID is just a few months from ending, pandemic benefits people have received may end as well.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning to you. It's almost 5 o'clock on your Wednesday morning. I'm Dakota Makris. Good morning to you. Let's take it over to Cameron Aaron for a look at our forecast this morning. And Cameron, if people park outside, well, they might notice some snow or some ice on their windshields this morning.
Yeah, exactly. Be sure to give yourself a little bit of extra time this morning to get that snow or ice off the car, because we had an active weather pattern this morning, overnight last night, and into this morning as well. Here's a live look over at I-64 this morning at Moorhead, looking at some wet roads there on the distance there. 23 degrees right now in Moorhead, so we could see a few slick spots on the road. And over in downtown Hazard from Perry County, looking at 30 degrees right now over in downtown. Also looking at some raindrops on the camera lens as showers are just now moving out of the region for most of us this morning. Here's a look at the radar, and it was a busy radar for about 5 to 6 hours. Most of that is now moving off to the east, but still a little bit of sleet showing up now near I-75 and just to the south of Williamsburg and Whitley County, and also a few lingering snow showers as well over portions of Pike County into Lee, Wise, Dickinson, and Buchanan counties in Virginia as well. Current temperatures in the upper 20s and lower 30s, 29 for London, 28 in Somerset, 27 for Pikeville, and 34 over in Harlan. A winter weather advisory continues for the entire region until 10 a.m. this morning, and that should expire in about 5 hours or so. As we go towards the rest of your Wednesday, we do start to dry out. Temperatures only topping out in the middle to upper 30s, but another round of wintry weather is possible by tomorrow morning. All that and more coming up in just a little bit. Dakota?
All right, Cameron, thank you. Well, a Breathitt County woman who's been missing since the July flood has been declared legally dead. The Herald Leader reports Breathitt County District Judge Gary Salyers ruled Vanessa Baker is dead after going missing from the Lost Creek community. Federally, the Social Security Administration presumes someone is dead if they have not been heard from in 7 years. But in Kentucky, a judge can rule someone legally dead if that person went missing after a catastrophic event and a diligent search or inquiry has been made. And the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet and first responders are reminding people to stay safe on the roads this morning. They say to keep 6 to 8 car lengths in front of other drivers to give more room for stops. They also say to drive slow and give yourself more time for your morning commute. Also, always have a cold weather kit for emergencies in case you are stranded in your car for an extended time.
I'm talking like jumper cables, warm blankets, some non-perishable food items, different things like that. Keep that in your car just in case in instances where you might break down or you might get stuck for a while.
Those with KYTC say plows will be on the roads and to give them plenty of space. Well, people here in the Commonwealth have reached out about incredibly high electric bills. A few are paying between $700 to $1,000 a month, which is more than their mortgage payment. Kelsey Soto talked with energy officials about the best way to manage usage in the winter.
According to Electricity Local, Kentucky's residential electricity consumption ranks 7th in the nation. The average residential bill is $138 a month in the Commonwealth, and cold snaps like we saw in December bring a bitter sting to those dreaded payments.
Each degree can make a difference, so lowering your thermostat by a couple of degrees when you can. If your home is drafty, find the sources, caulk around the windows. That's not a terrible expense. Weather strip around each door.
Joe Arnold with Kentucky Electric Co-ops also recommends using the sun to your advantage, opening up blinds and drapes during the day to let Mother Nature warm up your home. Small initial investments that could pay off in the long run.
It's not going to completely eliminate your power bill. If it's sub-freezing temperatures for 108 consecutive hours in Kentucky, that's just going to require a lot of energy use to keep your home livable.
Many electric companies offer a program designed for budget billing, which averages your 12 months of usage, so your payment is roughly the same each time and helps to prevent surprises, especially for those on a fixed income.
It's a good plan to be on to avoid the winter bill and the summer bill spikes that you see due to weather and high usage.
And as winter weather wears on, residents will be challenged to find the most cost-effective ways to stay comfortable. In Lexington, Kelsey Soto, WKYT.
The COVID-19 public health emergency is set to come to an end, which may mean some of the pandemic benefits people have received may end as well. President Joe Biden says the emergency will end May 11th. That means a lot of things that have been free to the public will soon carry a cost. Health departments received a tremendous amount of funding during the pandemic, and most tests and vaccines were free to everyone. But if there's no public emergency, that means no emergency funds, and those costs are passed on to the patients.
It's going to be a burden, truly, for some people who either don't have insurance or are underinsured. Get a hold of the free tests. There are still free tests available at the health departments. You can call and request those. You can go online. There's free COVID tests available through the delivered right to your door from the United States Postal Service.
Officials say after benefits end, a vaccine will likely cost you about $50 to $75. When the national and public health emergencies end, what pandemic benefits will end that you may be using? Experts say Americans will have to start also paying out of pocket or use their health care coverage for COVID-19 treatment. It will all depend on a person's health care coverage and whether that is Medicare, Medicaid, or private insurance.